Okay, welcome to our drumline online drumming. The drummers are here. We're gonna get started. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but yeah, here's the drum. What happened? Seriously, sorry about the technical difficulties. I switched from my laptop to a cell phone, and this is my second cell phone. So here we go. Oh, my drum's sleeping too. We're down here at Dufferin Grove at the Sacred Fire. I'm here all by my lonesome. Where's Sue? Where's Sue? Way high, way on, way high, oh way high, way on, way high, way high, way high, oh way high, way on. You want to help me out, Michelle, or no? That's okay. Okay, so we're all kind of gathering together here. Don't worry, we're not pointing it that way, we're pointing it to us. And everyone's been nice and kind and let us drum here, and it's all good in a good way. So Sue had to step out. I apologize. Sorry for the late startup. Wondering if anybody has any song requests. We are operating on a small camera here. Nope, nobody yet. Yeah, nobody yet. So
we're just about to get started. So if everybody wants to move to closer in, or how close you want to be, wherever you want to be social distance, please feel free to come over.
What?
Are you
broadcasting? Move over.
Shut down.
Why?
Because we're gonna know we've already. She's got. Oh, she knows.
She knows. She knows. Yeah. You want me to push over?
You're gonna have to not talk because you're talking. So I don't know how you're gonna do it.
Okay. They'll be closing soon. So we might have to move to another part of the park. So, because they mentioned they'll be doing closing. So, I don't want to take Michelle's seat.
Yeah, the backlash will be terrible.
So, sorry about that. I don't know how far away they want us, because they mentioned that it was okay, and then they said they're doing closing soon. So I'm not too sure where my other drummer went. Yeah, so maybe I should go to another part of the park. Just move on. Okay, so don't want to interfere with them. Yeah, so here I am, just moving along, respecting. And yeah, The drummers wanted to do it here. We were told that we were invited, but the drummers aren't here, so just me, myself, and I. So, and it does say Sandra. So here we go. Way, oh yeah, way, hey, oh. Way, oh yeah, way, hey, oh. Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, way, hey, oh. Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, way, hey, Manitoba, Magog, Mazom, Mazé, Manitoba, oh, Nish, Nish, way, hey, hey, oh, way, hey, hey, way, hey, oh, way, oh. Way-hey-oh, way-hey-oh, Yahweh, hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, way-hey-oh, Yahweh, hey-oh. Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, Yahweh, hey-oh. Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, Yahweh, hey, Manitoba, oh God, Mom is there. Manitoba, oh Nish, 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 Kabe, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. Hey, ah, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, hey, ah, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, hey, ah, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, hey, ah, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Way, ah, way, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Way, ah, way, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. So today earlier, I was down at the Toronto Homelessness Memorial in Trinity Square beside the Eaton Center and the Church of Holy Trinity. And there they documented a lot of Jane Does, John Does. I don't have the names of the ones that passed on in the past month. It had been about 12 individuals that had died on the streets. And still there's a lot of encampments in all the parks throughout the city of Toronto. And there's temporary hotels, and then there's also the shelter system. And still, individuals are finding difficulty to tap into those services because they're saying they're full, and but still, there's the problems of outbreaks in those facilities. There's city services, and we decided, or I've decided, to pull aside from the Sacred Fire because they are doing their closing, and we want to be mindful and respect that. So I pulled off to the side. I see Sue, but she's over by the Sacred Fire listening. Maybe she'll join in, and maybe some songs will come to me. Yeah, so we're supporting there in the Toronto community, the best we can. A lot of people are grieving. A lot of people are angry because of the 215 that were found in the mass grave in British Columbia in the Kamloops Indian residential schools, and rightfully so. And as Toronto Urban Native Ministry and the type of work we do is very sensitive, and we're very mindful of that. But I do know that I can testify through the work I've been doing. I've worked alongside with Toronto Native Council Fire um, and alongside with the United Church of Canada. Indigenous ministries, let me make that clear, because there is the institutional church and Indigenous ministries in the United Church and the Anglican Church of Canada. We have our vote, we have our rights, and I'm just talking away. I'm just getting people informed that the churches and Indigenous ministries have been actively recognizing and working towards the 94 calls of recommendations from number 71 to 76. And I can testify that where I was asked to chaperone a group of survivors, Indian residential school survivors, um, for one of the gatherings there so that they could do their testimony. And I know my aunt and some of my uncles had attended residential school, and they shared with my mom. And my mom's an Indian day school survivor. I'm a 60 scoop survivor. But she was on her deathbed when the call came. And she thought it was really important that I go there and help my aunts and uncles and cousins and hold their hand while she was on her deathbed. And I don't want pity or anything. I'm just showing you the drive and the love and kindness and compassion that everybody's trying to work together during these hard times. And and I'm just getting deja vu and I'm getting prepared. But it's really important that I say that. So when I was there at the national event and the commissioners were there and organizing and working alongside with, you know, with the government and the RCMP so everyone could come and forth and do their testimonies and their apologies. I pulled aside a commissioner, a few of them on their breaks, and I shared a little bit of my family history, and he cried. They all cried. And we went into prayer. And they said, yes, there are some, even to at that point in time, there's the Indian residential schools didn't make it on that list. But they did say it's just a scratch. It is a start. And it's really important what I've heard from other individuals this weekend to recognize from all different, from doctors to lawyers to community workers to people working in organizations, people in the community. Right up north, I've got phone calls, emails, right across Canada, even people that are Indigenous and in the cloth, trying to do that good work for our people. And 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 I really like to clarify that there is a difference between institutional church and the work that we're trying to do in Indigenous ministries. We are a part of, but separate. And it's important to have that loving kindness and offer that healing. And maybe not in my lifetime, it will happen that we can all together unify the people. And this online worship is supposed to be not online worship, online drumming. I have to clarify. Sometimes I'm so tired because I mean, all the drummers have been hustling, event after event after event, right? And they're tired. And I apologize for the technology problems and everything's all kind of scattered, but it's the way it's supposed to be, is the way it's meant to be. And I have Sue with me, and I'm going to make her sing a song quietly so she doesn't interrupt the close. Because I already tried to pull off 3 songs by myself. Hello, everyone. Yeah, they can hear you. No, they can hear me. I'm gonna sit right there. It's supposed to be food. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of the events that have been going on, putting up the fire, you know, dealing with crisis, and just I'm totally exhausted. It's heartbreaking, you know, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, and we have the Pope acknowledging but not apologizing. Yeah, here, and it's really sad because this is a multi-billion-dollar organization that's based on hypocrisy. For me, all churches mean exactly that: organized hypocrisy. You know, they forgot about us. They don't give. They don't care about us. Mm-hmm. Oh, I almost swore. That's okay. You're allowed. You know, like, that's our ancestors that were just thrown in a big grave. You know, they weren't buried properly. No, they weren't. Well, even the Queen took some of our children to England. What did she do to them there? I'll never sing "O Canada." I was forced to when I was a kid, going to school. I was forced to sit on a chair with my hand tied behind my back, forced to write with my right hand. I was sexually abused, you know, and it wasn't through the Catholic or any other. It was through the Mormon church. You know, and I always said that I'd wait till my parents, my adoptive parents, left this earth to open up that can of worms. You know, my cousin experienced residential school. You know, I always remember, you know, when I was little, I must have been like, what, 5, 6? We go pick her up from LeBret in Saskatchewan. That was where that residential school was. But the kids are not buried on that ground. They're buried up above, behind that little church up on the hill. We're going to hear some closing song. And it's been a rough week. You know, so all I think about is my cousin, you know, running to the car as fast as she could to get out of there, telling us the horror stories that she experienced, getting, you know, having to have a shower or a bath with lye soap, being sexually abused by the priests and the nuns. It angers me that that's what these churches were taught to do. I guess that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I will never step foot in a church service. Because to me, all they speak is bullshit. I have a big mouth and I have a very strong mouth. It took a lot for Sandra to get me here to do this. I didn't want to do it. I could never wrap myself around why Sandra, as an Aboriginal person who's a survivor of the residential school, why would she want to become, you know, a pastor? And I question Evan as well. Why do you guys want to do this? Like, you're basically just doing what they're doing, you know. And then it took a long time, many years for me to understand why Sandra is doing what she does, you know. And Toronto Urban Native Ministries always had my back, you know, and worked with Andrew and Alan and Sandra. You know, those were the three main ones that I worked with. And it was always really, really hard. So please forgive me if I don't feel like singing and I don't feel like drumming tonight. I'm
I'm not even at the fire doing it. I'm just here. I just need to be here. And you need to hear my story. I don't have a voice for singing right now, but I have a voice to speak up for my ancestors who experienced the residential school. My mom and dad both went. My biological mom and dad went. Like I said, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking knowing what these children went through. And no one gives a shit to acknowledge that or even apologize. The Pope can't even do it. What does that say about him and his church? You know, us Aboriginal people have been, the subject of genocide for centuries. Guess what? We're still here. You can't get rid of us. Pure and simple. This is our land. This is our space. And until it was invaded, we lived in peace. We lived in harmony. Now we're always worried about if we're going to get raped, beat up, or killed just walking down the street. And that's the saddest thing in this world, It doesn't matter how many times the church says they're sorry. You can speak all you want. It's the actions that speak louder than those words. So remember that when you go out there and you are feeling bad about this, because it's your ancestors, not mine, who's done this. You need to start acting in solidarity and fighting for the Aboriginal people, of which the land you stole from. Trying to take the Indian out of us. No one's going to take the Indian out of me. No one. No one's going to take the Indian out of my son, out of my granddaughter, and all the children that are Aboriginal on this world. I may not be able to protect them all, but I can speak for them and on behalf of them. There's too many hatred going on. And it makes me wonder, well, what the hell is the church's teaching? But that's all that they're doing. All they're good for is molesting children, Aboriginal children, cutting off their hair, making them forget that they have a language and a tradition and ceremonial rites. But we're here. We're honoring those 215. I've been doing this all weekend, actually all week. And the more I do it, the more I have passion to speak up. I hurt for my ancestors. I hurt for those children and the many more that's to come. What are you going to do about it? That's what I have to say today. More will come. More is going to come. You have to remember that the Aboriginal people have a right to be angry, to be hurt, to be outspoken because of what has happened to our ancestors, to these children. It's thrown away like a piece of garbage. We're not garbage. No, we are going to fight for our right. So forgive me if I don't sing tonight, because I'm feeling that anger. And I don't want to sing or be a part of that ceremony when I'm feeling angry like this. And I'm grateful Sandra is here to do some songs for you. Sandra's a good woman. She works for the people. She works for the Aboriginal people. And that I'm proud to say she is my friend. I've worked with Sandra when I first got here. No judgment. No back talk, no nothing. And that's what it, if you want to work for the church, then that's how you should be. Your Christ has said, love one another. And yet all people do is judge, they're mean to us. And all they want is that token Indian to make themselves look better. I've been the subject of a token Indian in many of these churches in Toronto. And it's funny how none of them in between time has ever texted or called to say, hey, how you doing? They only want me for that one purpose. And that's all they ever want. They want you there for that one purpose, just to make themselves look good. Oh, we're doing the Aboriginal thing. Yeah, well, us Aboriginals, we're fighting back. You're not going to use us anymore. You're not going to make us the center of your attention just because you need to feel good about yourselves. So with that, as we say our closing here at the fire, we placed the teddy bears, and I got a donation of a lot of little shoes. They are now around all the trees, in honor of those children. And I want to thank the firekeepers that were here, to thank them for honoring those children, for the respect of the community that showed up here. And we have our ceremonies. And the way I was taught, our ceremonies are for our own people. They're not meant for the white people. They have their own. And so as I offer this tobacco, I won't forget what happened to our people. And I can't say I forgive. It's up to you to forgive. It's up to you to make a difference. It's not up to me. I've lived through it. And I hated every moment of it. But it's also made me who I am today. I had to break that cycle. Because if I didn't break that cycle, I'd be another statistic in a jail cell. But that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. I have a purpose in my life. And if I have to help others break the cycle, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because it can't continue. Wedge, would you like to join the closing circle? We're going to close up pretty soon, but I like to say, G. McWitch, now go to my spirit sister. My mom adopted her, right, when she came to Toronto. And she said she's a solid one. And that's just the way it is. And I respect everything. And I know that, yes, I question sometimes why I do this work. So, I've been called everything from traitor to, like disrespectful. But I'm a kind, loving woman. And I do believe in forgiveness because I was forgiven. My family forgave me for the things I've done. I wasn't a perfect girl. Who is? But our hearts today are in that closing with our sister over there. And I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. But we've worked hard for that justice right relation work, and it is for us. And
But with me, I don't mind sharing a smidge. So G McWitch and Nawagoa, I gave you a few songs. I love you. I believe in Indigenous ministries and the work it's doing. And we may never see the full fruition of the work. But if you doubt the maybe, yourselves, then maybe it's time to soul search. But it's about working together in one way or another. And sometimes I am angry. Sometimes I can't forgive. But that's where I'm at today. So signing off. Thank you.
Miigwech.